Welcome to another episode of Cue It Up with the Q Brothers. I am John Quattrucci.
And I'm Ralph Quattrucci.
You get that music. You can't get that music out of your head, can you?
No, it's
fantastic.
In there now.
It's been a couple of weeks, Ralph. We keep talking about doing more content. We end up doing less, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So we've got a movie we're going to talk about. Before we get to that, Ralph said he wanted to tell me something. I'm really excited about it. So is it something you're watching, Ralph? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to tell me?
Really? This is what we're doing? What we're doing?
You're the one who said you wanted to tell me something. What do you want to tell me?
All right. I'm getting married again. That's it. Done.
Wait a minute.
Okay, here we go.
No, wait a minute. There's got to be something wrong. There's got to be something wrong with my headphones. I swear you just said you're getting married again. Oh my God. When are you getting married?
June 24th.
Oh, well, congratulations. And who are you marrying?
Maria.
Well, okay, because you hesitated just a little bit. That was weird. Well, Maria, I know. Maria's a sweetheart. I've met her a couple of times. That is wonderful. Congratulations, Ralph.
Thank you.
Just to throw it out there, how many is that for you?
This would be a number 4.
Well, I think between you and I, it's going to be number 1.
Well, this would be number 1. It has to be.
If you know what I'm saying. The
hardest part of this whole thing is we had to make a marriage, get a marriage license.
Why is that hard?
Because I had to put all 3 of my divorce dates down, official divorce date, and I had no clue.
Wow.
And ended up having to search, and we found 2 of them on the Maryland Judiciary website. I can't say the word. And then the last one, which was the first one, I had to find on ancestry.com, and actually found a picture of the divorce decree on ancestry.com. I don't know how they did it.
Which one of the 3 did you have to look up on Ancestry?
That was the first one.
Okay.
That was July 31st. It's Dad's birthday, 1992. And then the rest is history after that. It's always fun seeing your failures in your face going back like that. But what did Edison,
this is all positive. Edison say? He didn't have 1,000 failures. He had 999 ways to find out how to do it right. So
yeah, you know how I know you're acting as if you didn't know is because you didn't do what I actually told you. We should tell everybody. When I actually told you, your reaction was much more honest than what you're doing right now, which I find fascinating.
Ralph, I'm so happy for you. Yeah. I mean, and
you are
I know
so full of shit.
I know all of our subscribers out there are probably happy also. No, I'll be honest, because Ralph and I have had lots of discussions over the years about marriage. And one thing that Ralph said over and over and over and over again, that in a billion years, I am never getting married again. Wait, let me repeat that slower so you understand. So when he talked to me last week and he said, I got some news for you. Of course, the first thing I said was Maria's pregnant. That was the first thing, because marriage just after everything he said. But no, he said, no, him and Maria are getting married. And once the initial shock of the announcement,
30, 40 minutes later. Right.
Yeah, I did it. I'm not going to lie. It took some time. I'm actually very happy for the both of you. All I've ever wanted is for you to be happy. And if this is what's going to make you happy, then all the power to you.
Yeah, it's great. No, I'm very, it's good. We're completely happy. It's great. We got the license today. It's happening.
That's all. And you're going to have you're going to get married at the courthouse, right? But then you're going to have some kind of little reception or something.
Something.
So we're going to come down for that. And I boycotted the third one.
Right.
For various reasons, but I'm not going to boycott.
I didn't know you actually boycotted.
I didn't, but I tell people that I couldn't be there. But I tell people I boycott it. Mm-hmm. This one I will not boycott. Because I think this one really will be the last one.
Well, I did have to sign it's not really a prenup, but it's a
what?
Because when I move into her home, let's just say, God forbid, she goes before I do. Her children can't kick me out of the house unless I get a girlfriend.
Well, yeah. So you'd be the guest that never leaves.
Well,
if worst case scenario,
nothing. I don't want to even think about that. So.
All right, a prenup agreement. No, but seriously,
it's not really a prenup. It's just
I'm happy for you, and I know you haven't told the folks yet, and I have said
I'm waiting to tell Mom till it's not Mother's Day yet, but I'm gonna.
I have said nothing to anybody in the family. Now I'm not going to lie. There are a few people out there who know you, who I told you were getting married, and I'm not going to lie. 3 of them said the exact same thing when I told them. What do you think they said?
I don't know what they said.
It starts with what, then the, and then WTF. All 3 said the exact same thing. I kid you not.
Was the last word fantastic?
Yes. What the fantastic.
Right. That's
so. And once I explained everything, and I said,
give me the names. Who are these people?
I'm not going to tell you.
I want the names.
No,
I want the names. I don't think that's right.
I'm not going to tell you.
Wow.
Because I promised them I wouldn't say anything, but maybe they'll say something to you once they know. Once the family knows, they might be open to talk to you. But
are these people I know as well?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Oh, very well. Well, not very well, but some of them went to Vegas.
Okay.
Some of them have known you for a long time.
Well, one of them must be Steve from next door.
Right? Steve who?
Hoffman.
No.
Oh.
No. Oh. So I told them, I said, look, you got to understand something. First of all, he got a friendship ring. Okay. So right away.
This ring is going from this hand?
I know. And I said, they said, that's pretty serious. I go, that's right. Okay. So I said, so this, I think this is the real deal, unlike the other 3. I think this one's the real deal.
That's not fair. And this is the real deal. That's all that matters. This is great. And
well, what's not fair?
To call those other ones whatever you just said. I'm barely.
Oh, I said they weren't the real deal, but this is the real deal.
Well, now this is the real deal. Those are the last deals.
If I were you, I would just say, you're right. That's what I would say.
I don't know. I feel no. Okay.
No, don't.
You're right.
Don't. You should.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Maria. I hope you guys have a wonderful life together. I really do. I'm once I got over the shock of it and the what the hell. I mean, I'm happy.
What the hell? I thought it was what the F.
Well, no, they said that. I didn't say that. So I'm happy for both of you again, sincerely.
All right.
So okay,
let's talk about someone who's been married.
Wait, I'm going to talk about next time we do the show, we'll talk about the parents' reaction to it because that ought to be interesting too.
Yeah.
Dad will be absolutely thrilled. Ma will be. You need to cut it off. That's what she's.
As long as she knows there's no new grandkids, no kids coming. I mean, what is she?
Well, not that you know of, but anyway, you guys, because I heard you had your eye on a 17-year-old Swedish girl to adopt. Yeah. I don't know if that's true. Is that true?
Yeah, that would be a what the F.
So anyhow, this week's movie, we were trying to figure out what to talk about, and then this movie came out, and as you can tell by the pillow behind Ralph, he's got a pillow of Nic Cage. The movie is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and I'm sure some of you have seen the trailer. That's right. Some of you have seen the trailer for this, and Ralph, let's show them the trailer, and then we'll get back to talk about this.
All right, hang on,
wacky movie. Okay,
the trailer ready.
Here we go, and use your monitors at home.
Here we go. Hit.
What's the worry here, Nick? You've lost some of your talent as an actor?
No. What did he say?
He says he loves you, but he went in a different direction.
I'm done. I'm quitting acting.
Ah, man, I'm driving through the hills. I'm sorry. One more time.
We got another offer. It's $1 million. It's to attend a wealthy gentleman's birthday party.
The guy that owns this house, what's his name?
Javi. Mr. Cage.
Excuse me, is Javi going to want me to,
I'm not sure I understand.
Look, if Javi...
I am Javi.
Nic Cage. God, this place is stunning. What is your favorite movie? That's one of those questions that's impossible to answer. You can't just limit it to one.
Imagine me and you, I do.
Is it too much? Is this supposed to be me? It's grotesque. I'll give you 20,000 for it. I didn't know that was a cliff. We could have died.
I'm in position.
I think that's the actor Nic Cage.
Nic Cage, I love you. Have you seen Crudes 2?
I'm 44 years old. Why would I see Crudes 2? I've seen Face Off and Con Air.
What do you guys want?
We're with Central Intelligence. Do you know who you're spending time with? One of the most ruthless men on the face of this planet. I need you to help the U.S. government.
Let's kill this love.
Find a way into that room, Nick.
I can see myself doing more of this stuff. I think I might have a real gift for it.
Good, because we got another mission for you.
No.
Kill
Your friend is working for the U.S. government.
Don't lie to me. Are those my golden guns?
They're my golden guns.
I don't want to kill you.
You're the last person I want to kill.
I love you. I love you.
You just be silly, can be dangerous.
I'm Nick Friggin! Whoa, Cage!
And we're back. By the way, I like the remote. Is that something new? I like that. Very good on the trailer. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Activating with your phone. So I was excited to see this movie. It's been out for a couple of weeks, so there's going to be spoilers. Maybe you can put a little Kyra in there.
What can you spoil?
There's some stuff you can spoil for people who haven't seen it, but it's been out for a couple of weeks. So even with the spoilers, it's not going to impact you liking or not liking this movie. So a little background. It was directed by Tom Gormican, who also wrote it. The two writers were Tom Gormican and Kevin Etten. And just to give you a little, it's such a hard movie to explain, but so Nic Cage, Nic.
What's the name of the film? You haven't even.
I already gave the name of the film.
You did?
You're so wrapped up in the nuptials.
I've had such a dreamy day.
Okay. It's once again, I'll repeat it though, for those who weren't listening, the unbearable weight of massive talent. So Nicolas Cage, Niccage, plays Nic Cage, Niccag. So he is not playing, he's playing himself, but himself a little skewed. It's not
he's
exactly
playing an enhanced version of himself.
It's enhanced, but he says it's not really him, but it's close enough to him that he didn't want to do the movie. That's how close to him it is. So he can't get any work. He's considered kind of quirky, as Nicolas Cage is. And he owes a lot of money. His ex-wife's not crazy about him. His daughter hates him. And he's desperate for money. He got locked out of his hotel where he was staying. So he's desperate. So his agent, paid by Neil Patrick Harris, tells him that some guy in Spain wants to pay $1 million to get him to go to a birthday party. So he goes,
just to hang out.
I'm not going to do that. I've got too much, what's the word I want to use?
Pride.
Too much. Thank you. Too much pride to lower myself to that. And then as he's sitting down in front of the door of his hotel where he's locked, he calls the guy, and Neil Patrick Harris apologizes for even offering it, saying, I shouldn't have done that. It's so below you. And Nic Cage, I'll do the gig. That's how it starts.
And Neil Patrick goes, great. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Great. Super. All right. It's for $1 million. So they go to Spain. What is it? I don't want to say
somewhere there. Somewhere
Drew will kill me. Somewhere in Spain. And Pedro Pascal pays the guy who's hired him, who picks him up in the boat, who he doesn't know. And of course, the joke is he going to ask him to have oral sex? Is he going to ask him to watch him sleep with his wife, or watch his wife sleep? It was a long, convoluted line, but it's very funny. Then Pedro Pascal admits, I'm the guy you're here to see. So from there, it becomes, I'll tell you what this movie reminded me of. And the ending is what really put the exclamation point on it, was Get Shorty. It had a Get Shorty vibe to it when they were writing the movie.
Well, okay, let's
you know what I'm saying?
First of all, it's an homage to Nic Cage. Okay, the movie starts. Let's explain. The movie starts with this young couple watching. I think it's The Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Con Air, about the bunny. That one.
Oh, the bunny.
It's the scene at the end where he meets his daughter for the first time.
I got your birthday.
I got you, right? So, and she's going, I love this guy. He's so great. And immediately she gets kidnapped, and it turns out she's the daughter, princess, I think, of some King or something. I forget.
The guy being
So it
reelected.
starts. So now we know that this is going to be an homage to Nicolas Cage. And that's the thread through the whole film. Because it's, they're dropping left and right. Pedro Pascal is a super fan. He's got all his stuff. He knows every movie. I love the scene where they talk about their 3 favorite movies and they like the same movies. I mean, I didn't get the get Shorty.
When they started writing the script for the movie.
Well, the movie
and then they were acting out everything from the script. That's when I knew the ending was going to do what they did.
The conceit of the film is they're talking about a film they're going to write, and they're actually doing that. Film is actually happening, which is a lot of fun.
But in the process, Nic Cage gets caught up in the kidnapping of this girl, who they think Pedro Pascal kidnapped. So the FBI or the CIA, I don't think they tell you who it is.
CIA.
It was the CIA, Tiffany Haddish. And I don't know who the guy, I know the guy.
He's great. I don't know his name. They're actually husband and wife in that. They're husband and wife in that film. I didn't know that.
In the film, they're husband and wife? No, I did not get that.
Yeah. What's his name?
So
He's
they
great.
recruit Nic Cage to spy on Pedro Pascal. So the first part of the movie is he going to get caught spying for the CIA? Now, first he doesn't want anything to do with it, and then he's kind of into it. Well, there's one scene in particular where he's got to get into a computer room to get some files or something, or something to do with the cameras. So the FBI can see around the room, and someone's coming into the room. So they tell him there's something. They gave him a little kit, and in the kit is a patch you put on your hand that if you touch the guy with your hand, it'll knock him out. So he puts it on. I think it's the funniest scene in the movie. He puts the thing on his hand, and right away he touches his forehead. So now he's got 30 seconds before he passes out. So they're screaming at him as he's drooling, and he's crawling on the floor. He can't talk. He's outside on the ledge. It's just a hilarious scene. So then at one point he completely passes out. And if they can't wake him up, he's going to end up getting killed. So Tiffany Haddish yells, he's flat out. They can't wake him up.
She
goes, action. He wakes up, sticks himself with adrenaline. And that scene was so funny. Was it?
Yeah. As soon as he touched himself, and you realize what's going on. And the physical humor he was doing, getting out of the window and all that, and his relationship with Tiffany Haddish, right? I mean, he had, she's screaming at him. He's an actor, and that's when she goes, action, and he does that scene where he flips right up.
And he's talking like
this is a Nicolas Cage. I mean, the whole there's so many.
It's so ramped up and goofy. I mean, it is a goofy movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
But not. The third act wasn't goofy, but up until this point it was, because you don't know if Pedro Pascal is a good guy or bad guy, because they keep setting you up. Like there's one scene where they think they found the room where the girl is being kidnapped in Pedro Pascal's compound. So Nic Cage goes to see it by himself to get in there, and all of a sudden Pedro shows up behind him, and now there's tense music. Yeah. You really want to see what's in there?
You want the truth?
Yeah. I really need to see what's in there. Nic Cage, right? He goes, okay, it might change the way you think about me. I need to see it. They open the door, and it's a friggin' museum of all Nic Cage stuff. In fact, the scene from the trailer is when he sees the wax figure from Face Off. And the best line in the entire movie is, what'd you pay for this monstrosity? $6,000. $6,000. It's so grotesque. I'll give you $20,000 for it. Just a great line. And you talked about this on YKY. They did this thing where Cage's reflection is in the window of the display case, and it shifts over. So his face literally goes over the younger face of the figurine. Yeah. And it's just a great, the way they shot it was just great.
Forgot to mention that he plays a younger version of himself.
That's right. He talks
Kim Coppola, and he actually makes out with himself.
Right.
And that line,
smooch. Nic Cage can smooch.
That was Nic Cage came up with that line.
So that was he was playing Nic Cage from
Wild at Heart.
What's that movie?
Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart. So they de-aged. Yeah. I mean, you could tell it was CGI.
So he's having a conversation with his old self,
his conscience.
His conscience, who's his younger self. It's just so. It's so right on, and so I mean, I was smiling through the whole film because it's just. If you like Nic Cage, you're going to love this film. There's no doubt about it.
And even if you don't like Nic Cage, but know Nic Cage movies, you'll appreciate.
I guess. I mean, I don't know why you would go.
I don't think you have to love Nic Cage, because I think it's it's an adult movie. It's rated R, right?
Yeah.
It's adult. And you know me, Ralph, we always talk about these movies are so woke. This is not a woke movie in any way. It embraces the machismo of all the characters Nicolas Cage has played, and there's Easter eggs throughout it. I mean, he's in the bottom of the pool, like leaving Las Vegas. He takes the 2 golden guns from Face Off. Those are my guns. They're not your guns. And so both the leads, especially, are really good in this movie. Their relationship is
that's
really
the thing.
good.
It becomes a big relationship film,
right? And it becomes a relationship movie,
right? But I did like I know it's an enhanced version of himself, but to think that you're actually getting you're seeing how he might have been with his real wife and kids. Who knows? I mean, that's all.
Well, he's got 2 boys. He doesn't have a girl.
Yeah.
But I'm sure. Look, there's always a grain of truth in it, right?
Of course.
And now the whole thing was Nic Cage didn't want to do this movie because he just didn't feel it was right to play himself. He actually wanted to play the Pedro Pascal part, which doesn't make a lot of sense because the writers wrote it for him, not for someone else to play him. So he poked a little fun at himself, and I'm sure some of it's based on reality because in the 80s and 90s he was the biggest thing on the screen. If you look at the number of hits that he had over and over again, he won an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. So he was on top of the world. And then he started doing just about everything.
Well,
right?
I think that has to do with, I liked his thing where he said, look, I'm a working actor.
That's
work.
Right.
That's what I do. I get up every day.
That's true.
I think that's probably true. Now he owes a lot of money. So I'm sure these movies pay out a lot of money and he's got to keep it going. But I kind of liked that line he said about, hey, this is about, I'm a working actor. I work.
Right.
I work. That's just what I do. Why wouldn't you say this about a plumber or some other guy that does his job? Nobody gives them crap for getting up every day. And I just thought that was good. And I don't know if that's true or not, but it sure fit him well. That scene at the beginning, I didn't know that was David Gordon Green, the guy he pitches at the beginning.
Yeah, they wanted Tarantino for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, and that comes back, obviously circles around. And
he uses that line at the very end, which was a great scene.
It's just such a loving. You can tell these guys loved Nic Cage, the guys who wrote it and directed it. I thought it was a pair of people that directed, but I guess it's one person.
No, that pair wrote it.
Yeah,
but only one director. It was. It you know what it was? It was it reminded me of like the old Nic Cage. Do you know what I mean? The stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
Which because I loved those movies back then. I enjoyed all of those movies. In fact, I just watched The Rock again after watching this movie because I was like, I could sit through this again. And it was funny to watch it. And it was good to see him because he looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. He's got to be close to 60.
Slightly younger than I am. I think.
So he's probably a little younger than 60. Yeah. So he looks good. And it was funny because they didn't make him Superman in the movie, like in The Rock and those movies. I mean, even when he was running, you're fast. I saw you in this movie where you ran.
And he said, that was a stunt double. And then Pedro says, no, I saw the behind the scenes. Damn it. Yeah. But when they switched shoes and then he's running the loafers. Run. There's so many good little like things that happened that just kept me, like I said.
When they were going to shoot each other, they had to shoot each other. You were going to shoot me. I was going to shoot you. Yeah. But okay, then the last part of the movie is they're going to go because his daughter gets kidnapped. I won't give away the whole story because his family ends up over this where he is,
right,
and they end up kidnapping the daughter. So now they have to save the president's daughter and Nic Cage's daughter. And they don't know how to get into the compound. So they end up coming up. We'll walk right in. We'll just put some makeup on Nick and he can pretend to be someone else. And that was so goofy because the makeup didn't even look real. It looked like fake.
No, but I guess that's based on the character he did in the mandolin movie, something about the colonel with the mandolin. I forget that movie.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen
where he was
movie.
trashed because of his Italian accent in that.
Yeah.
film.
Oh, is that what it was?
So he ratcheted that thing up about 8,000%.
It was funny. It was a funny scene because the woman who I do not know her as an actress
playing his wife.
Yeah, very good. Because at first I didn't even know that was her. She had the blonde wig on.
Yeah, she was.
I wasn't even sure it was her because she was also doing an American accent.
Right.
I was like, who is that? Then she got a little bit closer. I said, oh my God, that's her.
Yeah.
And she was great in it too. And they end up with a fabulous chase scene. And because they set it up, about what a good stunt driver he was on Gone in 60 Seconds, where he did his own driving. He gets to drive, and it's not quite as crisp as it was in Gone in 60 Seconds, but there was an homage to that.
Well,
so he's out there.
You talk about your favorite scene. My scene, when they drop the acid and go into town and think people are following them, just.
And when they went over the wall. I'll come back.
Now that's played out. That's played out in the trailer. So you see that in the trailer, which is too bad
funny
because that's
you're a lot heavier than I thought you would be.
My
head's so big.
I have a large. No, Pedro says, "Well, I have a large head."
It is. It's
and
larger than
thing. This is the thing about it. Yes, it's a film about Nicolas Cage, starring Nicolas Cage, but Pedro Pascal was fantastic.
Yeah. He's from The Mandalorian. For
I know where he's from. He's done a lot of other movies.
The audience I'm speaking to.
Okay, he also did The Equalizer. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Kingsman.
Equalizer 2, which sucked.
Played the guy with the lasso in Kingsman 2.
Kingsman 2, yep.
So I mean, he's out there, and he was just so likable.
But their relationship was what the movie wouldn't have worked otherwise.
Well, according to what I've read, that they actually, once they started doing this film, they really hung out together and had a great time.
Oh, really?
And it kind of, you can see that on screen. Now, the one thing they do in this film is like characters just kind of disappear. Something happens to the two CIA people.
Oh, yeah.
That like came out of nowhere. And by the way, his name is Ike Barinholtz, that guy. Ike Barinholtz.
Oh, man, I wouldn't have gotten
He was in Neighbors with...
yeah, he also did a TV show.
Next Door Neighbor, whatever that one that...
Underachievers, I think it was called, a TV series. That's where he got his start.
He was also in The Joker, I think, or he was in one of the Suicide Squads.
He was in Suicide Squad, yeah.
He was the one that was
the Joker was. I want to be your friend,
right? So, they were good, but they kind of just disappeared. But it doesn't matter. It's a Nic Cage thing.
Well, it was funny when they're staking out Pedro's jet, and they think this big drug lord's going to come off the plane. And Nic Cage walks out. He goes, "What the? Is that Nic Cage?"
Yeah, what's Nic Cage doing?
So that's what was really funny.
That's how they decided to make him an agent for them. Yeah, because he was able to get in and out of that place.
But the thing about this movie, and Ralph's right about this, if you like Nic Cage, you're going to like this movie. But it did have a good story.
I know, but the conceit is, I get it, but the conceit is Nic Cage. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't like Nic Cage, you wouldn't go see this film.
I don't know. It was still funny.
Maybe you like him after this. I have no idea. But
listen, for him, there's not a lot of actors that would have done something like this.
Being John Malkovich, there's one that's sort of.
But even that, he wasn't mocking himself. This guy was.
No, he wasn't mocking himself.
Well, he was a little bit. I mean, mocking's not the right word. He was. He kind of opened some wounds that most actors would not want to open.
Maybe. I mean, I liked his running joke about what's the kind of method acting he does. He kept.
Oh yeah, I've never heard of it before, but yeah, he talked about right. Well, that came into it a lot. His acting process. Well, no matter what was going on, it somehow related to his acting process, which was kind of funny.
Right.
And then at the very end, like I said, it's like Get Shorty.
Becomes a movie.
It becomes the end of the movie with Demi Moore, who doesn't exactly.
I looked at it. I go, "That's Demi Moore," but then I'm going, "Wow, what the hell? Yeah. Why would they do that?"
So I think she's probably had a little work done.
I'm sure she has.
And they wanted, who do they want for that? They wanted someone else for that.
Sharon Stone. Did someone tell me? No,
not Sharon Stone. They couldn't do it. There was a couple of people they wanted that couldn't do it. And I think she said, what did she say? One line? She had one line. And she said, "Why'd you do it?" Well, I got to go, where they filmed? Spain.
Yeah.
I got to go to Spain to film this one scene. Right. So what the hell?
Why not?
But it was just, I took my wife, we both went, she liked it, not as much as me, but because it dragged, she felt it dragged a little bit. I never felt it dragged. I mean, it was just, I was into it the whole time. And I went to the movie theater and we went to an early show and there was probably 5 people in the audience, which broke my heart. And I was the only one laughing.
No, I told you I don't like my movie.
Yeah, you went and it was just a bad experience at the movie theater, right?
It was tough. And the guy, like I was telling you, the guy laughing was real, like De Niro in Cape Fear. I mean, just what is going on? But the movie had many, many belly laughs in there. And even at the end where he's sitting in that living room with his wife and his daughter and he's talking about his belt buckles.
Yeah.
Did you catch
with
his
the spider?
But did you catch his other little, when he says, my guy who makes my suits, he's talking about his giant belt buckles.
Yeah,
I guess
wanted a scorpion.
He had a scorpion, but then he said that the guy said, "I want bees," and he goes, "No bees, not the bees." And it's like, that's
from from Wicker Man,
right?
Yeah,
no,
I didn't catch that.
It was just a throwaway line, but he's doing a joke about his movie that everybody uses as a meme, as a joke. And it's just so like, it's so,
but it also sets up what they were watching. They were watching Paddington 2.
Well, yes, that whole
which has a whole thing through that movie too. He's never seen it before,
right.
And he finally gets to watch it.
Well, he saw it with Pedro.
That tied up a little too neatly for me. Now the daughter loves him. She's resting.
Well, the movie started with a therapy session where she's pissed off because she can only watch his movies, and he's so esoteric about movies that he ruins everything.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari with all the German sex, the expressionism. Didn't you like that? No, I didn't like it. Right. Then he goes to the birthday party, he's drunk, singing that awful song.
I mean, it just makes me want to hang out with that guy, and I think that's part of it. Is that's his appeal, that he seems like he's out here, but he seems so down to earth. It's such an amazing thing that he pulls off. And when you watch his movies, his direct to video movies, he gives it all his all. Yeah. He gives it all. He's not walking through those things.
Right.
And it's just so much fun. He's such a great treasure. And I think this film, those guys must have been shitting themselves when they finally got him to do this, because.
Well, I think I think you're right about that, because I think when people think of, and we just did a show on 80s action movies, when people think of 80s and 90s action, they don't think Nicolas Cage. They think Stallone. They think Schwarzenegger. Right. When they should think of Cage, when you look at the string of movies that he did and how big they were, and frankly, he's a far better actor than most of those action stars when you look at the breadth of his career and all the different roles. I mean, Peggy Sue got married. I mean, that he was great.
Well, they even called out in this one, Guarding Tess, which is a fantastic film, Tess, where he's playing way subdued Nicolas Cage, but he's
Honeymoon fantastic. In Vegas.
Yeah.
Flying Elvises. I mean, he does comedy, he does drama. So this is a big thumbs up. And I would say,
way up.
Now, this isn't one of these movies you have to see in the movie theater.
No.
But, if you want to, I encourage you to, if you want to wait till it comes on pay-per-view or whatever, definitely see it.
This is one I already know I'm going to buy on Blu-ray when it comes out.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see the deleted scenes in this, because I'm sure there was a ton of them.
He came up with a lot of his own lines. They let him do whatever he wanted. I mean, even Neil Patrick Harris is fun in this film.
Yeah, and he's not in it that much. He's only in a couple scenes, but he's very funny. When they're getting their massage and they're getting slapped. Oh my God, that feels so good. Just funny stuff. But yeah, I recommend it. And Nic Cage does this a lot. Okay. And I'm also going to put in a link.
Giant rings. I love those rings.
Yeah, he never took them off either. Yeah. We did a Nic Cage retrospective in YKY. I'm going to put the link below. Take a look at some of his films, because he's I think an underappreciated gem that, based on what I saw in this movie, still got it and should do some more stuff, some more A-level stuff. But to his credit, like he said, he just wants to do the work. So I hope he keeps working.
They're talking about a Face-Off remake. Is he going to be in that remake?
I'm sure he will. They're talking about a sequel to this. I read that.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Well, if it doesn't make any money, they won't do it.
Well,
it's got to make some money.
Well, they should do this is one that they should do a TV series. Just let him do
like a series about his life, trying to get stuff going.
This film as a series, just the same idea, the same conceit, and you just watch 1 hour episodes of Nic Cage doing this stuff. I mean, it's just, he's so good. He's so good. I walked out of that thing. I haven't walked out of a movie theater in a long time, other than the bad thing I had with what was going on behind me. But just the film alone, I have not walked out of a film feeling satisfied that I paid money for that film. Albeit I'm getting the Citizens discounts now, which is good. But walking out feeling like, okay, that was worth it. This movie was great. I haven't had that feeling in a long time.
Did Maria like it?
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah, good. And is she a Nic Cage fan?
I wouldn't say so. I can't tell what her
movie so she liked it, even though, all right. Well, that's good.
So,
all right. Okay, so that's kind of a quick episode. Anything else you're watching? Because I'm really not watching anything.
I'm finishing Better Call Saul's last season.
Rose loved Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
She watched the first episode of Better Call Saul, and she says she just couldn't get into it.
Well, I mean, the first episode, she gave up after the first one. Well, the first one, Well, she shouldn't do that. It's a great series. It's great.
I haven't even watched Breaking
I
Bad
went away.
yet.
Did I
Yeah,
just
that's, your camera went off, but that's all
There
right.
it goes.
Oh,
It's
there
back.
you go. I'm going to watch Moon Knight, which is
What
on.
is that? That's
okay. So it's a
another
Disney Plus show.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be. Look, you and I have had this discussion before. I know who you work for, but they are killing Marvel. Okay, that company.
They are. I mean,
Yeah,
Disney's
they
killing
are.
Marvel.
They are killing Marvel, and
Why is that?
because they're so woke, and they want to de-emphasize all the male characters and pump up all the female characters, which, that's okay in some of the stuff, but they're doing it in everything. And every show that they've put out there has done that. Now I haven't seen it yet because I wanted all the episodes to drop. I heard this one's actually pretty good. And Oscar Isaac's in it, who's got a split personality, plays like 5 different people, is supposed to be really, really good in it. So I'm going to watch it.
This is a Marvel? It's a Marvel
This is
thing?
a Marvel also, yeah. But it's like I said, it's not supposed to be like the other shows they've been doing.
Listen, everybody's doing that. I mean,
well,
we talked about this on the other show, but
I know.
The all-female
even
cast,
Peacemaker, which did it a little bit.
well, the Peacemaker, even I got upset about that last
Well,
week.
that's right. But they, if you look at that entire show, they barely did it. Like show like Reacher. You saw Reacher, if I remember? No?
No, I've seen the movies, not the
Okay.
TVs.
The series is great and did really, really well. They don't do any of that stuff. So this one is supposed to be a little bit different. Now we'll see. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's why I waited till they all drop. The other thing is, I told you this before, 2.5 Men. I finally finished up until when Charlie goes. Now, what I didn't know how they got rid of him and how they brought the other guy in.
Didn't they drop a piano on him or something?
Well, what happened was, I watched the last episode of season 8, which had a little bit of a cliffhanger. Did you ever watch the show?
No.
Okay. He ends up hooking up with his stalker, who was a stalker through the 8 seasons, who he realized he was in love with. And I won't even get into how that happened. It's very, very funny. And it ends on that. Then I watched the next episode, not knowing it's the first episode of season 9, and they're at Charlie's funeral. So he's in the coffin, and all his ex-girlfriends are there, and they're all talking about how he gave him chlamydia, VD, all this stuff. So then they flash back and they show the piano dropping on very unceremoniously. But I will tell you, I know that he was going nuts around that time. You couldn't tell in the show. Okay, because right up until the end, he was just as funny. He wasn't doing anything stupid. And I only watched that one episode I have no interest in watching it with Ashton Kutcher. It was such a shame because he was so good in it, and I was bummed out that it was over. But it was just the way he got treated. And again, I don't know the backstory. I don't know how nuts he really was. It was just sad because it was a very funny show, especially the first 3 seasons were really funny. But anyway, I finished that off. So
I've enjoyed Charlie Sheen's movies, even dumb ones. Like the Arrival and some of the
I love this.
Where he drives across the country with Christy Swanson. I forget the name.
The Chase.
And
not the hot stuff. What the hell's the movie? He played Rambo.
The Hot Shots.
Yeah, Hot Shots, which were like Airplane. Very funny. Right. But he was just. I mean, he's very funny, and I. It's so sad. Someone who's got obviously drug issues and alcohol issues for real. But it didn't show up in the work. So, whatever. But anyhow, so that's it. So
tell Rose to give Better Call Saul a shot.
I will. I told him you guys talk about it and say, in fact, Bryan Cranston and the other guy are going to be on the finale.
Right.
Yeah. So I said, Rose,
well, again, that's how they bring it full circle.
Right. But, so I said, you got to watch it. It sets up Breaking Bad. So, okay. For the last time, the unbearable weight of massive talent. And this means in Nic Cage talk, subscribe, hit the notification button, and smash the like button.
There.
Okay. Right. And you know what? Do yourself a favor. Go look at an old Nic Cage movie, because I'm telling you what, they're all pretty good.
Listen, Honeymoon in Vegas is
I love Honeymoon in Vegas.
There's another one that not a lot of people, I don't know why, but that scene with James Caan, where he's playing poker with James Caan and he's losing.
And he cheats him.
It's just so.
And that last scene, the Elvises are flying. They're flying. Yeah. You jumped out of an airplane for me, Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah. And it's got a killer soundtrack too. All the all the current singers doing Elvis songs. Just fantastic. All right. So that's it, Ralph. Good show. And again, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials.
I'll be telling Mom and the rest.
And I will be there. And
Mother's
I bring
Day.
my video sunglasses so I can record the moment.
Okay.
And we'll show it on Cue It Up.
I'm actually at a brunch at 11:30, so I'm going to try to get it in before that. So,
okay. Well, I'll get over there over Mars a little bit early if you want to call.
But you're going to. Oh, are you going to? You want me to wait until you get to the other place?
Well, don't you want everyone to know?
I don't really. I think everyone's going to figure it out after I tell her.
All right. Well, I'll get to Ma's house a little before 11. So call before then, and then we'll announce it over there. All right.
All right.
And tell
good.
Maria congrats also.
Thank you very much.
And again, great episode. Nic Cage, keep up the good work one more time.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it up. It's great. It's great. A must see.
Yeah. All right.
A must see.
Cue the music.
Here it goes.
See you next week, everyone.
You want the music cued?
Yeah. Cue it up. There.
Okay.
Nice. I like that.
All right.
All right. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Talk to you later. Bye.